In this video, I'll share with you my latest comic book pickups, including one comic that helps complete one of my big 2025 comic book goals. Let's get into it. What's up guys, and welcome to my first video of the new year for 2026. My name is John, and you're watching Old Stuff is Cool. I hope you all had a very happy holiday season. Today, I'm just going to share with you some of my pickups that happened over the month of December, leading up to the Christmas holiday. This first stack of books comes courtesy of Used Book Superstore up in Burlington, Massachusetts. I've always wanted to check out the store, and my buddy Eddie, who I used to work with and got back into comics this past year, he's been hunting all sorts of places and recommended to me since it's right around the corner from Counterplay Comics. I first thought I was going to walk away with maybe a small stack of trade paperbacks or an omnibus even, but I was very happy to find these books from the $2 comic boxes. It's actually a nice mixture of modern and vintage. So first up, you know I love Moon Knight, and I saw this Vengeance of Moon Knight #1 variant cover by Greg Capullo. Love his work. I mean, he draws a mean Batman, and I have a few of his variant covers from other volumes of Moon Knight, so happy to add this one to that collection. Also, we got A-Force #1. I think this is the first appearance of, I believe the character's name is Singularity, but it's a fun story, and picking up first appearances, I think that's something that I'll continue to do. I kind of had an uptick of first appearance hunting towards the end of the year. It's my way of weaning myself off of completing every single run of any book or title I'm interested in. Focusing on keys and first appearances, I think, is a good way to kind of keep things, from getting out of hand. Also, issue #1s, and that's what this one is. West Coast Avengers #1. I was really hoping to find a later issue. I forgot if it's issue 5 or 6, but it features the first appearance of Jeff the Landshark. It's by Kelly Thompson, who I'm really enjoying on Absolute Wonder Woman. So we'll check that out sometime in the future. And then I've got, it's Spider-Man and the Black Cat, issue 2 and issue 3. And I am susceptible to some cheesecakey type covers and series. I remember at least getting the first issue of this in the past because I really liked Kevin Smith's work when he was doing Daredevil, when he did Green Arrow. This one's written by Kevin Smith and has art by Terry and Rachel Dodson, who, draws a very attractive Felicia Hardy, for sure, and other characters as well. And I don't know, this is one that I think had like 2 or 3 years between issues and until they wrapped up the series. I never did finish that story, but if I find it in $2 bins, $1 bins, happy to round out that series. Also picked up this one, kind of piqued my interest. Marvel Comics presents 121. This is an early meet between Venom and Wolverine, and I know this can go for more than $2. Oh, also it features some wonderful art by Sam Keith, who I've been getting back into a bit in rereading the original Sandman from Vertigo. So kind of interesting to see how his art changed from then to his Marvel work and so forth. But the last book from this stack, and is probably the gem of the bunch, is X-Force #116. This is the team that got brought on by Peter Milligan and Mike Allred on art, and it's fun. Upon getting this, I was rereading it. I mean, this one actually might not stand out that much with monthly comics that are more topical, whether they be political or more very tied into pop cultures and memes and whatnot. But this was doing it, one of the first ones to do it, where it was very self-aware and a very interesting book. I actually have the omnibus of that, but I wanted the single issue because, first of all, it does not belong in the $2 box. It also features the first appearance of our boy Dupe. And again, with the first appearances, especially for X-Men related characters, I definitely wasn't going to leave this one behind. I mean, I think this one goes for like $10 to $20, so it was kind of a no-brainer as far as picking it up. This next stack of books comes from one of my regular haunts, and that is Magic Dragon Comics over in Arlington, Massachusetts. We've got a mixture of old and new. I know I don't usually feature in the pickups, what I'm getting week to week. That might change in the new year, who knows, but Absolute Batman is the belle of the ball currently. I love that series, and what Magic Dragon Comics often has that my normal LCS Kamikaze doesn't is the availability of different variant covers. So while I have the A covers of these already, I had to pick up Absolute Batman 14. This is, I think, cover B. It's the one featuring Absolute Harley Quinn. Very cool cover. I think we still have a lot to see of her in the Absolute universe, but I don't know, this, yeah, great cover. That's really all I need to say about that. And then we also have Absolute Batman number 15, that introduction of Absolute Joker. I think I was looking for the B cover by Jock, but this one is by both Jock and Brian Boland. So a very disturbing character, coupled with a very disturbing cover. It makes sense. I mean, again, I'm loving this series. I know the older comic book readers, it might just be a little too bonkers for them, but hey, it's a wild ride and I'm here for it. And then the remainder of the stack are the 4 for $10 books, and it's a bunch of Moon Knight. I actually got a bunch of Moon Knight Volume 1 for a great price. Again, 4 for 10. So we got Moon Knight number 2 in newsstand. Moon Knight number 17. Awesome cover featuring Joe Jusko. Love this black and white cover, and the yellow in the title dress just pops. Then we have a somewhat comical cover of issue 19, and this is a Bill Sienkiewicz cover, although this is not usually what I think of, especially with this funny diagram over here of the villain Arsenal. Moving on, we've got Fist of Khonshu Moon Knight issue 6. I have issue 1 of this, and not looking to get the whole miniseries, but I've seen this. This is the Bill Sienkiewicz covers that you want to go for. It's just beautiful Moon Knight in the snow, this painted look. I mean, we can't pass that up. And then for some more modern Moon Knight, this is Moon Knight 18. It's a Peach Momoko variant cover. And then we have a bunch of Vengeance of the Moon Knight, and this is the 2024-2023 series. I am trying to fill out that whole, I think there's only like 9 or 10 issues, so it's not a whole lot. I'm only missing a few after I show you these. We got issue number 4. Then we have this cool Scotty Young variant of issue number 6. And last but not least, for this Magic Dragon haul, it is issue number 8. So you can see the Moon Knight collecting, the Moon Knight obsession is still going strong. And we're down to my last stack of books, and then one final single comic to close out this haul video. But this big stack, it was probably spread out across maybe 2 or 3 weeks. It is from my LCS Kamikaze, where I get my monthly comics, but they were having a half off sale, all of their premium comics, which are the back issues priced $30 and under. I got a bunch of those comics, but really the majority of this stack I showed you are from the $2 bins. As I was shopping the sale, I also browsed the $2 issues and kept finding stuff that I wanted in my collection. Let's just get right into it. We've got Spider-Man and the Black Cat issue 1. So I did actually pick up issues 2 and 3 from Used Book Superstore first. So funny that I found issue 1. Alas, issues 4 through 6 were not in the $2 bins. Oh well, we'll keep an eye out for that. Then, I'm very close to finishing my goal of completing Wolverine, his first ongoing series, technically volume 2, issues 1 to 100, and so that's what this is. Got issue number 11. This is part of the Gehenna Stone affair. Issue number 12. That's a kind of very cool use of that pink purple in the background. Issue 13. And issue 69. Nice. But after adding these to the collection, I'm only down to 4 or 5 more issues for that little Wolverine goal I'm trying to hit. Then we have another series I'm trying to get completely, and that is Jonathan Hickman's New Avengers with issue 19 here. Issue 24, a very cool cover featuring Thanos and the Black Order. And then issue 31, I forget who that is in the cloak, but I know they are surrounded by the Black Swans. I mean, New Avengers and Avengers by Jonathan Hickman was such a great lead up to Secret Wars. And really before that, it went like Fantastic Four, Avengers, and then finally Secret Wars. It's a great, intricate, multi-year setup that I personally, I'm not sure if I'll ever get such a satisfying run, or storyline in comics. I don't think anything that Hickman's writing right now can be comparable to how epic that run was. So all that's to say, if you've never read Fantastic Four or Avengers by Jonathan Hickman, do yourself a favor, try out a couple issues, by the library, digitally, whatever. It's a very satisfying read. Moving on with the $2 pickups is Daredevil 186. Surprised to find a very nice condition issue of the Frank Miller run, which is something that I would like to try to complete, maybe by year's end, or really just eventually. Got issue 216. This is not the Frank Miller run. This is after he's off the title. 218 and 219. And well, that's it for the $2 books. I do have one more issue of Daredevil, and these are the 50% books. So this one is Daredevil 199, and that was a solid $3. Most of these books actually range between $3 and $4. If it's more than that, I'll definitely note it. Marvel 2-in-1, something I am still putting together. It's The Thing and Daredevil. Daredevil and Moon Knight. I'm so sorry if you guys are not fans of either of those street level Marvel characters, but that is very, very much a strong part of my current comic collecting journey. We also got The Thing and Doctor Strange. This is Marvel 2-in-1 issue 49. And speaking of Moon Knight, we've got the meeting of Moon Knight and Doctor Strange. It's issue 36. And I didn't go crazy with any of the 50% books, but this one I think I got for, I think it was $10. It's Captain America 323. It's the Marvel Anniversary Border. And while a great cover and a great story, adding issue 323 gives me a really solid run of Captain America that goes from issue number 292 to 408. And I've really enjoyed collecting his title. And what started as collecting big chunks of Mark Gruenwald's tenure as a writer on this series, while I'm less interested in what's coming in the later 400s, very well in the 90s and whatnot, I want to go backwards and kind of fill in between 200 and 300, which there's some awesome cover art and interior art by Mike Zeck. So that's something that I'll be keeping my eye out for in 2026. It's also just funny to think about how cheesy a character I thought Captain America was as a teen when I first started collecting comics, but I've really come to enjoy the character, what he stands for, how he can be an inspiration to others, very much like Superman in the DC universe. And then last but not least, for my Kamikaze purchases, is a key issue, it's a key issue, from Amazing Spider-Man. This is issue 265. Featuring the first appearance of Silver Sable. I'm a big fan of the black costume, and again, the whole thing of first appearances keeps coming back up again in this video, funny enough. But yeah, first Silver Sable, and this one I managed to snag for just under $15, which was maybe just a little bit more than I wanted to pay, but sometimes I don't know, I think I just get weirdly fixated on a certain number, and it might be just a matter of a dollar or two, but I think being able to hold it in hand, the condition was good, the cover looked nice, and also just simply to support my my local comic book store, ultimately had me adding this to the pile. But wait guys, there's one more. This one is not a personal purchase, but it was a gift for my family for Christmas. It helps complete a big chunk of a run, and it is also just one of my all-time favorite characters. We were just talking about him, Amazing Spider-Man. We have Amazing Spider-Man issue 301. So a huge thank you to my family for this, because aside from being just an awesome cover, you can argue that it's superior to Amazing Spider-Man 300, which is also a book I picked up this year. This is the last issue I needed for the Todd McFarlane run of ASM. And kind of like with Captain America, not only does it give me a full run of McFarlane's run on ASM, I also have a nice big chunk of ASM now from issues 298 to 400. And I am slowly kind of filling in gaps there where it'll stretch back, even further. But Spider-Man, an all-time favorite character. I'm not exactly sure how much of a completionist I want to be for this run because with the McFarlane issues out of the way and being just an iconic artist for the title, I actually want to focus more on Silver Age because I managed to kind of get my feet wet on that end, and there are some amazing covers from Steve Ditko and John Romita. I might want to do that more so than the Bronze Age of Spider-Man. But man, I'm just ecstatic to add this one to the collection. Really, this past year, 2025, I think has been a lot of wins as far as Spider-Man goes. And I really thought it was going to be more about X-Men. But touching upon, a lot of last year's goals, keep your eyes peeled for my 2026 goals video. We'll do a little recap of how the previous year went and then what I'm going to aim for this coming year. I mean, I already mentioned a few goals this video, but we'll get more in-depth if that's your thing. But yeah, this was a great group of books to share because it had budget books, it had key books, and everything in between. And just really happy to share the hunt with you guys. But let me know, did you get any great comic books for the holidays? Have you had any success with hunting? Whatever the case might be, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I want to thank you guys for tuning into this video and hope to catch you in the next one. Take care. Spider-Man. Spider-Man, Spider-Man.